Well, hello, boys and girls. It's your favourite grumpy granny back from Groggy's Patch, and I'm here once again for another little daily nugget. Aren't you excited? You good? Good, good. Well, today's a little bit different because I've just found some quite surprising little things on eBay over the last few days. So instead of actually giving you a tutorial or teaching you something, I thought I'd tell you about these little surprises because you may not know about them either. I'm also going to show you a couple of things, two things that I have sold that I'm posting today because I was particularly pleased with both of those sales and I thought you might enjoy them. So let's hit it off with the first thing I want to talk about. And that is I've recently been doing some testing on, as you know, to do with the store reset and the nuclear reset. And you would know all about that if you watched the podcast this morning. I hope you all did. And if you didn't, get over to the Disgruntled Octopus on his channel, and you will see myself and Octo and Blake as we discuss the nuclear reset and tell you all about it. One of the things I did just prior to the nuclear reset was I edited every day for 3 days all my listings. So I bulk edited them and I went in, I changed the price of everything, only by a few cents, but I still changed it. And I changed some titles and swapped a few photos around in a few things. Now, I did that on every single item in my store. Now, if we listen to all the talk that we're told, activity on eBay is what creates traffic and brings us, up further up in the algorithm. So our items get supposedly pushed further up in the algorithm. Let me tell you, boys and girls, after editing over 2,400 items for 3 days in a row, I got absolutely nothing. No increase in impressions, no increases in page views. So whatever's going on with the eBay algorithm now, activity in itself is not helping drive your search results. So that is number one little thing I wanted to talk about. Now, the second little thing I wanted to talk about was I actually got a surprise, and I'm just going to share my screen now. And let me find what I want to share. Sorry about that, boys and girls, but I was having a little bit of trouble finding the screen that I wanted to show you and how to put up just a photo as opposed to sharing a web page. So this is the first thing I wanted to show you, which I got a little bit surprised with. So the other day I was doing some sourcing online and I came across something that I wanted to buy, and I sent the person a low offer and they declined. The seller declined my offer, which, it was kind of fair enough because it was a bit low. But when that happened, when they declined my offer, this screen popped up and I have never seen this one before. And it says, "This offer didn't work out, but we have a solution." So it gave me 3 choices. I could see similar items, I could make a new offer, or I could buy it now at the buy it now price. And I found that very, very interesting. And you know what? I made a second offer and that seller accepted my second offer. So, yeah, quite an interesting thing. And it kind of makes me think about, maybe I should be, instead of countering offers, maybe I need to start thinking about declining some offers and seeing if someone will come back and do the same thing that I did. Just a thought. All right, I'm just going to pause again for a sec while I bring up the next picture I want to show you. So here we go. This is the next thing I want to show you. So after I finished my purchase, which you can see what I bought some vintage little Indigenous dolls. Now, I finished the transaction, I paid for it, and then I came back to this screen, which I got a bit of a shock with, because this screen is actually an advert for Depop. And this was on the front screen. And I kind of looked and I thought, oh, that's a bit weird that Depop, who theoretically you would think is opposition to eBay, because same sort of thing, reselling sort of platform, where you can resell. And then I kind of looked a bit closer and you'll see I've circled some things there. And I thought, hang on a minute, they're my jeans. Sure enough, they are my jeans and they were on that page. Like, weird. I kind of found it a bit weird. Anyway, so yeah. So my jeans showed up on the front page of eBay after I'd made a purchase. Interesting. But not to purchase them off eBay, to purchase them off Depop. So yeah, I did find that quite interesting. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk to you about, boys and girls, is that I want you to be aware, and if you actually watch the podcast at the start, I tell a story about a negative feedback that I got. So the story goes that someone came in and they purchased a skirt. It was a vintage, nice, very pretty little skirt, actually, and it was vintage. And I sent them my usual message on the invoice straight after they'd purchased it and said, thanks for purchasing an item from my store, blah, 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 blah. And if you need more time to pay, or if you wish to keep browsing my store, all that type of stuff, let me know. So the buyer messaged me back and said, I'll be paying tomorrow or Tuesday. So presumably this happened on a Monday. I haven't looked up the days, but, presumably that's when. So that was all fine. I sent them a message back saying, thank you very much for letting me know, because if the buyer's not going to pay straight away, but they intend to do it on Monday or Tuesday, like, it's always good for us to know, because it makes us feel a bit better because we then know what's going on. So I thought that was good of them to message me back. So I left that. Then the next day, I get another message from this buyer, and the buyer said to me, I need to cancel the order because I've found another better skirt for the cruise I'm going on and wanted me to cancel it. And, look, cancel's a cancel, but look, it was better than let me know and I could cancel the transaction, because then it wasn't going to be sitting there for 4 days waiting for them to pay and then be not paying. So that was all fine and well. That, look, that was probably a month ago, I'm going to say. Well, blow me down. I get up this yesterday morning and I've got a negative feedback from this particular person that cancelled an order. The reason for the negative feedback was didn't purchase the item. How is not purchasing the item a reason to give me a negative feedback? You wanted to cancel it. I cancelled it. Now, weird thing, because usually in the past, if you have a customer that's cancelled an order, they can't actually leave feedback on it. So why now all of a sudden can people who even cancel orders, or you cancel orders because they didn't pay, can now leave feedback, whether it's good or bad? Now, my concern is that why did they cancel? Is it because something went wrong with your interaction with them? They will probably leave you a negative feedback. Is it because they didn't pay on time and you then cancelled the item and then they're shitty because you didn't give them an extra day to pay? It's just a concern. So it's something to be aware of, that when you cancel an order or a customer cancels an order, they can actually leave you feedback. So there you go. Luckily, because I'd done everything right, I had done what the buyer asked, which was to cancel the order. And so I got onto eBay and I spoke to a wonderful eBay rep who was really great and explained the situation, and the negative feedback was removed straight away. So that is fantastic. So that was the other little thing that I actually wanted to discuss today. So now I'm going to show you a couple of my really cool sales. So I'll just share my screen again here. And we will go to this one first, which I'm going to share. So this is a pair of vintage R.M. Williams jeans. They're women's size 11, so quite small. Now, these are actually a wool cotton denim. So it's a mix of cotton and denim, which makes them a lot warmer than an average cotton denim. And I originally had them listed for $37.17. Now, I will flick through the photo. Whoop. I'll bring the photos up for you so you can actually be able to see how I take my photos for jeans and that sort of thing and what measurements I do. So I do what's called a flat lay, but because I don't have the room to put them out full length, I do the front upper first, and so that you can see the really nice fade. And that is the main photo. Then I show the condition of the rest of the legs by doing the fold of the legs. Then I show the condition of the cuffs so that they can see if there's any wear there. In this photo, I show this portion here. I always like to try and show any detail on the pocket, what the pockets look like, and to show what sort of closure there, whether it's a zipper or button fly. And I've done a closer up one there. Then I always like to undo the zipper and take another photo so that the buyer knows the zipper works. Then I take photos of the tags, and as you'll see here, this is where we know these are vintage. So R.M. Williams, the old Longhorn tag there, made in Australia, size 11. And look, these paper sort of tags are always a dead giveaway when you've got vintage. So there you have it there. Then on the back, it says they're 89% cotton, 11% wool. So they're not going to have any stretch in them. But they are machine washable, which is good. Now we're going to do the measurements. So in this first one, I just lay the jeans flat and you get the rise in the right spot and measure it from straight across to get that first measurement. And then on the photos that I put on eBay, I do a closer up so that the buyer doesn't have to peer in. And then I do a photo of the rise so that they can see whether it's a low rise, a high rise, or a medium rise. And then finally with the measurements, I show the end of the leg so that they can see what the inside leg measurement is here. And then just because I'm taking that anyway, and I've got another ruler, I just put it there and they can actually see how wide it is at the cuff as well. Then I turn it over and show the back. And as you can see, these ones again have this fantastic washout fade. And when I say washout fade, by that I mean jeans that have been worn and washed so much that where the body puts extra pressure on the denim, or where it's pretty much from that, but like you do get that fading on the bum because you do tend to sit down and it's brushing up against other things too. And that's why they call it a washout fade. So it's not a fade put there by the manufacturer. It's a fade that has come along over time because these jeans have been washed and worn. And you'll see there's a little bit of fading and distressing down the bottom here. And I show the closer up of the cuffs when I've got some extra ones. And there's the long haul little bit embroidery on the pocket. And then I show the tag, and you can tell that's real leather, which again is always a dead giveaway. And then here's a different angle of a fold. Now this again is, I have done my main photo like this at times. So sometimes, yeah, depending on how things are going, if I want to change things up and change all the photos in my jeans section, I can go to this one and use this one as a main photo because that gives a full view of the leg. And then we have them folded up. And then the last photo I usually take is this one, which is where I've got it in the bag. I either lay it on top of the bag or I put it in the bag to show the SKU number. And that is purely for me so that I don't bugger that up. Now, we just stop this one and I will go into the sale details for this. Just bear with me while I find the right one. Here we go. So this is the sales details for this particular pair of jeans. And I need to get that up on my Excel spreadsheet up as well. So I originally had these listed for $35.17, which is exactly what they sold for. The postage, oops, I should go down a bit there. The postage was $48. And that is because these jeans are off to Switzerland. So that is fantastic. So the total order was $83.17. Transaction fees were $8.09. And then other expenses. So these jeans actually cost me $3. I was very lucky. I picked them up in a neighbouring town called Charlton, and at their op shop, I go in there and I get all the clothing pieces that I want to get, because I always buy in bulk from there, are $3 a piece. So postage, by the time I got my Australia Post discount, for me cost $38.16. And then 89 cents, roughly 90 cents or so for the packaging. So that, in the end, I'll just make sure I'm on the right line. In the end, that gave me a profit of $32.73. And I'm pretty damn happy with that. So I turned $3 into $32.73. Pretty cool? I think so. Okay. I'm just going to stop that screen now. And then I am going to go into my next one. Now, my next one is probably my most exciting sale, simply because I think this is nearly going to be the oldest thing that I've got in my store. And it was something that I bought when I very first started going thrifting and didn't know a lot. And yeah, I thought it'd sell really well, and it hasn't. It sat and sat and sat. And yeah, I think with the nuclear reset, I think because it was so old, because I'd had it for so long, I think it's been sitting there and no one's been able to see it. And blow me down, I did the store reset I did it yesterday, and I did it the day before, a full store reset, and blow me down, this is sold. So yeah, that's pretty exciting, I think. So I'll show you what it is. So this is what it is. It's a vintage blue riband women's pink and teal jacket. Snow. It's made for the snow. It's weather, and it's lined, and it's a size large. And I originally had it listed for $39.40. So I will give you a bit of a closer up look here. Again, these photos are probably a little bit earlier on. I would have taken these probably when I very first got the grey carpet, I think. I redid the photos because the original photos were shocking. And so I've redone these. These still aren't fantastic because it's before I worked out how to adjust my camera. And so they're still a little bit dark. The actual colours of it are much brighter and better. And you'll see there the hood and all the nice striped lining inside. And I'm taking photos to show that it's got the little zipper pocket that you can put the hood in. And the pockets on the front, and a bit of detail of that. I'm showing the measurement from armpit to armpit. I'm showing the measurement of the sleeve. And as you see, I mean, these sort of elasticated sleeves are a dead giveaway that's from the 80s. And you'll see there it's got a bit of hook and loop, because we can't say Velcro. That does close the cuffs up to make it nice and tight for if you're skiing, I suppose. And then there's a photo where I show the length, and I'll do a closer up of that. Then I open the coat up and show what the inside looks like. And I'll show the brand there and what it's made of, and the laundry thing. It's got an inside zipper pocket, so I show that. And that's the last thing that I show. So I'm going to end that one. And then I'm going to go into another screen. I will get better at this. A couple of people have told me that they like this style, so I would be interested to know, do you like this sort of off-the-cuff style where I'm, trying to find my way around? Or would you prefer a more edited video where I actually do it all properly? So, yeah, I thought I'd do this for a couple of days and see how it goes, and you guys can tell me which sort of style of video that you prefer, because that would be very, very helpful so that I know what to do going forward. So here's the details. So I was sent an offer of $25. Now, look, as I said, this cost me $3, and it's been the longest thing sitting in my store. In fact, this coat has taken 538 days to sell. I'll say it again, 538 days to sell. So accepting an offer of $25 is magic. The postage on this, because it's, bulky being a snow coat, it's got to go in a large padded mailer, which is $19.15. And so the total the buyer paid is $44.15. Now, they bought it off it's an organic sale, which is great. So no, oh my God, it's gone. It's gone. No promoted ad fees. So the transaction fees were $5.53. And then the postage with my discount cost me $14.78. So that was great. Like, that's a good discount you get on the large size. So all up, I made a profit of $19.95 on that coat. So I'm pretty stoked with that because, as much as, I always want to try and make a profit of at least $15, minimum profit of 10, but, 15 is probably the lowest of where I'm sort of comfortable with. I'll go lower if necessary, if I've got something really old or that's not selling and needs to go. But to have made like roughly $20 profit on this when it's been sitting there for so long, I'm pretty excited about that. So let me know what you think of my little sales there today. And yeah, I guess the other thing that you're not going to get with this sort of video is I can't do the little tidbits. No, actually, I can do some little tidbits at the end. I can't today, but maybe I will try that for tomorrow. All right, we'll see. Anyway, I have to go now because I have lots of work to do. I've got all that mail to pack up and post. I have 12 items to post today, and I have to do that. And yeah, but before I do go, I do want to do a few shout outs, and they have been scrolling along the bottom of the screen there. So before I came and did this video, I actually went along and appeared on a live stream with Soda City Flips, who's Shane, and it's his live stream. And I am actually going to show you that now. So let me just go into there. And you'll see us all on the screen. They started off 2 and then 3 and then 4 and then 5 and then 6 on the screen. And someone did suggest we look like the Brady Bunch, which was kind of cute. So you'll see there, all of us there. So this over here, this is Shane from Soda City Flips. It's his channel. So he ran the live stream. We have Anthony here. So go and check out Anthony's videos too. Dragon Masters Finds. I quite like them. He does a lot of bins videos, like what he finds at the bins. But what I like is he shows how he finds things and he puts them in his trolley, and he thinks that they may be valuable, but he's not sure. So he puts them in his trolley. And then before he goes to the checkout, he actually does a check on them and to see whether, well, look, some of them he's going to know that, yes, they are a good buy, but some of them he's not. So he looks them up, does the price comping, and puts a hell of a lot back because they don't meet his metrics. So I find that really interesting and just goes to show, good sense there. And then next one we have over here is Chris from Helo's World. Chris is a bit of a character, and today he's actually wearing a cap there that it doesn't show up very well there. Octo actually posted him that cap. He saw Octo wearing that cap in one of our videos, podcast episodes or a live stream earlier on, and he made a comment how he liked it, and Octo actually sent it over to him, so that's cool. He's a bit of a character, and he likes to go against the grain a bit, so you can watch his videos, and I'll put all the links to the videos in the description of this one. And yeah, he has some interesting comment, and he likes to talk about stuff that maybe other people don't want to talk about, and sometimes can be a little bit controversial. So yeah, good content. And next over here, first on the bottom row here, we have Jake from JR Rides, who is, quite a popular YouTube reseller. He does quite a good business and makes lots and lots of content. So if you're looking for that sort of stuff, go over and check out Jake. He's quite knowledgeable when it comes to, he gave us quite a few tips today on how to, increase our subs and how to increase our viewership and that sort of thing, which was really, really good. And it's great to get someone like that who's got so many subscribers and get so many views, thousands of views on a single video. It's actually fantastic to have someone like that in that's willing to sit there and help us and give us advice, the ones of us that aren't, are just beginners in the space. And finally we have Paige, and Paige is really cool to watch. He is the 1 foot flipper, and he's great. He gives very basic good basic information. He does some tutorials, and he talks a lot about the types of things he sells. He sells quite unique things. I quite liking his stuff because you never know what he's going to have sold. It's always something different every time. And the other thing that happened while we were in there, which was to do with Shane, I'm just going to get out of there now, which was to do with Shane. He happened to mention that he had a car stereo, and the car stereo, have I got lipstick on my teeth? Might have. I don't know. Probably been talking the whole time with lipstick on my teeth. He had a car stereo that he had paid $10 for, and he'd received an offer of $300. He had it priced at around the $500 mark. And he said, "Oh, I got this offer for $300." I said, "What are you doing? Take it." Like, honestly, and we'll go back to this point. Blake raised this in our podcast this morning. Don't hang on to your stuff. Look, I know we all need to make money out of it, but like to have spent $10 and get a return of 300 and get it, that's a quick return. You can go and then use that money to put into something else. To me, that's a no-brainer, because why have it sit there? It could sit there for another 6 months before he gets another buyer that's willing to pay the 500. Why not turn it over quick? So that's my little tip for you today. Don't hang on to those things. All right, boys and girls. Well, I am going to go now, and I will see you tomorrow.